Welcome to the Redevelopment Commission meeting for March 17th, 2025. We'll start the meeting with a roll call, please.
Steve Scambolari here.
Randy Cassidy here.
John West here.
Deborah Meyerson here. And staff present, please.
Christina Finley, Hand Department.
Margie Rice, City Legal. Jane Cooper-Smith, Economic and Sustainable Development.
Jessica McClellan, City Controller.
Thank you. So first on our agenda is the minutes from March 3rd, 2025. Any questions or comments from commissioners? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next on our agenda is examination of claim registers for March 14th, 2025 for $140,840.95. Any questions or comments from commissioners? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
It's a low month. It's good.
I'll move approval of the claims register.
A second.
We've got a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 None opposed. We have that motion passed unanimously. Next, we've got our examination of payroll register from March 7th, 2025 for $51,694.83. Any questions or comments from commissioners on the payroll register? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
We've got a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Motion passes unanimously. We are now at the point of the report of officers and committees. Do we have director's report? I don't think Anna may be out of town.
No report today.
Okay, thanks. Legal report.
No report.
Treasurers.
No report.
Okay, spring break takes its toll.
Yeah.
Business development.
No report today.
Okay, and Hopewell.
And we actually have, I think, Anna or me here for Hopewell today, but we're kind of just continuing on our course with Hopewell. I don't think there are specific new developments.
No really updates at this time.
Mary's on.
Okay, and Mary.
Oh, Mary is here. Mary, I don't know why I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
However, you're either turned way down or muted, not sure. No, we can turn on the captions for you.
It's coming through on Zoom, but
Do we have a speaker in here that's turned down?
I don't think so. Let me do the volume over here. Oh, hold on.
Oh,
There we go.
good one,
That's
Sue.
right.
Okay.
Now try.
There's no specific report, but here to answer any questions you might have.
Okay,
Right
awesome.
with that. Cool.
Thank you very much. Okay, we are now to our
Quick
sole
question
new
on
business.
Hopewell.
Yeah.
On that. Are we still moving forward with the pickleball situation with Tim?
Pickleball is a hit. Pickleball is active, and evidently the community has taken full ownership over it. They didn't wait for an announcement. They saw it. The network has been activated. It's populated most of the time, is what I understand.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
I didn't know.
I'm glad you asked. So I don't know
This
if
is
commissioners are interested, but you do have enough. When you have a full meeting, you make up 2 pickleball teams, so you could,
Ooh.
Note to self.
yeah.
Oh, all right.
After
I'll start picking
meeting.
teams now.
Excellent.
Means
Thank
I'd have to learn how to play. Sorry.
Yeah.
Along those lines, sorry, I don't know if we did an announcement to this group, but there is the Hopewell Commons Park grand opening on April 23rd. Did we tell you that last
Yeah,
time?
we
You got an email.
We got emails too.
Fantastic.
Thank
So
you for
that'll
that
be a great
Reminder that any public listening is also invited to join us. Okay, our sole new business item is Resolution 25-38, approval to petition the City of Bloomington Council for a vacation of a portion of an alley in the Trades District. And we have Mr. Fernandez here to speak to that.
Sure, thank you. As I think some of you were on the redevelopment commission when we entered into a purchase agreement with Aluen and Pure Development for the Trades District Hotel development. And they purchased lots 1 and 2, and with full knowledge that there's a currently a platted alley that runs through in between parts of lots 1 and 2. And the thinking was that we would explore whether or not you could build over and get around having to seek a alley vacation or not. Once they got their architects involved and started looking at some potential fit studies for how they could kind of lay out the hotel on the site, it became pretty clear that building over the alley is really suboptimal. I mean, it creates a funky design. It's not necessarily particularly safe vibe to be walking through there. And they came up with a fit study concept that essentially would seek partial alley vacation of the southern piece of the alley and basically replace that with a new platted alley that would run east and west from Madison Street to the southern, I guess, terminus of the north piece of the alley. The Redevelopment Commission owns the property, so before we can petition the City Council for that vacation, we need your approval. And so as far as the process goes, I think what's on the resolution, in addition to the approval to seek the alley vacation, is funding to do a quick survey, because as part of the petition to the City Council, we have to have a proper legal description describing the property that would be no longer city right-of-way. With your approval, the next step would be to go to the City Council. They have a formal process for this, alley vacation petitions. I mean, they look at criteria that was set forth in a resolution that was adopted a few years back for what is considered. And there's 2 main buckets of consideration. One is the current status and access to the property. As articulated in the memo I sent the Redevelopment Commission, there's never been an alley on this property. And it doesn't connect to a network of alleys. So compared to some other sites that the council has had to consider, you're not really, quote unquote, giving up something that people have been using or accustomed to. The second criteria is around the future use, and is it necessary, for the growth of the city. We would argue in this case, it is necessary for the private investment in the Trades District for the purpose of this project that the Redevelopment Commission previously approved. And with the anticipated addition of a new right-of-way, it won't disrupt any of the pedestrian or flow that would happen otherwise through an alley system. So we're just asking your permission to move forward. I've met with the planning department on this in advance. I've met with, over half of the City Council. I feel like we're in pretty good shape to move this forward, but we just need support to do that. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Do we have any questions or comments from commissioners on this presentation?
John, did I understand you that we're essentially swapping alleys? So not swapping, but
In this vote, you're not.
Right.
But it would.
but that's part of this.
Yeah, I mean, the developers have made a commitment to the planning team that what they would agree to as part of the site plan review that would have to happen on the project anyway, is that they would dedicate a new east-west piece of right-of-way that they would improve. And it's sort of depicted on that illustration in, Exhibit C.
And you said it would run from Madison to the northern terminus?
Yeah, to the northern piece of that current alley.
Okay.
So we would just be vacating the southern half of the current right-of-way. And then as part of the site plan, they would need to do a plat amendment that would actually create the new right-of-way, if you will. So we're kind of swapping, just moving the southern half and turning it, making it east-west. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would all be handled at the planning review process as part of the site plan improvement.
Yeah, but that's the vision for
Yes.
what we're thinking.
Yeah, and the development group are totally fine with making that commitment.
Excellent.
My understanding after talking with
Planning Director David Hiddle this morning is that planning staff is comfortable with it, with that commitment as well.
Essentially, will the redevelopment need to replat this, or will that fall underneath?
Marty may be able to correct me on this, but from my previous experience, I've seen site plans include a plat amendment as part of the overall site plan approval.
I'm sorry.
So it won't have to come back to us.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm just verifying as we look at moving this forward. I mean, essentially, and then the only other question is this alley that we had platted accordingly, is the financial commitment to build that alleyway?
They'll build out both.
Okay, so they'll build out both redevelopment in regards to our ownership in regards to that particular right-of-way alley that we committed to.
That half, the remaining half will still be there. And per plan, their work with planning, that'll be developed, because it's my understanding they're gonna use that as well.
I'm just trying to identify from a financial standpoint, if we have to, if we're moving forward, if we are going to have financial commitment as a redevelopment
I don't
in
think so.
the north-south portion.
I don't think that you're gonna have to pay for that.
No.
Okay, that works, so.
And if I could say, Bledsoe, when we reached out to Bledsoe to do the survey, they're very familiar with this already. I think they had it.
They've done it.
And
They
so,
did.
the price for the survey was pretty reasonable. It's not to exceed $1,500. They thought it would take 2 to 3 weeks roughly to get this done. But they said if we pushed, they'd probably get it done in a week. And I think we're gonna probably try to push to get it done, because I think there's some interest. John has had conversations with the developer. I think there's some interest in trying to get this done quickly, so that we can get to the council in mid-April.
So the RDC is being asked to pay for the survey?
Yeah, as the property owner, I think that makes sense. We want to have this conversation with you guys as the property owner to make sure that you're okay with the vacation, you're okay going forward, that you delegate to, Deborah to sign paperwork, and for staff to sort of do all the footwork, to work with John and work with planning to get this moving forward to the council.
So if this approves through, we've essentially got a couple weeks to get the survey done and then be in front of the council in mid-April,
Yeah.
so that can move forward
Yeah.
expeditiously and start getting the development portion
Mm-hmm.
process so we can get this back on the tax rolls.
I have a question about swapping out the east-west alley for this vacated alley. Where's the land coming from? It looks like it's coming out of Lot 2A, which is not part of the hotel property. Is that correct, or am I misunderstanding that?
I think, again, that's just it's not a formal submission, it's just an illustration. So it would come out of Lot 2, I closed that document, sorry. It would come out of 2B.
Okay, so basically, the land that they're claiming, again, the survey will maybe help confirm, but looks roughly, approximately the same as the land that they're conceding for the opposite alleyway.
So it would be, it won't come out of the land that the redevelopment commission owns to the north where the forge is. It would be south of the property line.
I understand that the RDC, as the landowner, is in the position to pay for the survey. I am wondering, this is saving the hotel a sum of money by not having to build a tunnel or an overpass or whatever. I'm wondering if the hotel property owners would be in a position to compensate the RDC for that survey.
Well, I can't negotiate for them. I would argue that they're gonna make up for it by paying for the survey related to the new east-west one. So it's kind of a wash, but they need to have this approval to move forward, and it's a conditional offer to purchase. So if we can't get everything approved, then they won't do the project.
This could have been done probably too as part of the negotiation of the transaction sale, but it's a fairly minor cost. Again, it's up to, not to exceed 1,500. I can try to get a better idea, if you'd like, but that doesn't seem like that's a, hill to die on, but that's up to you guys. I mean, if you guys don't wanna approve it until we have a commitment, that's up to you
It's just
guys.
a question.
Does that come out of the 999 account?
444,
I mean, 4.
yeah. Yep, 444, that's what, don't you think that's the right fund?
Which brings me to a question, Jessica, are we okay to spend $1,500? Okay.
Just like what's it, 4.6 million.
I know, I'm just gonna ask, always ask as a controller, so. The only question I have in regards to, if we didn't vacate this alley, it would be at the redevelopment's responsibility to construct that alley at some point.
It would be maybe available as public space for a walkthrough. Right?
Well,
Well,
that's-
yeah, you might end up spending, is that your point? You might end up spending more in the long run?
Exactly,
Mhm.
because, while we've committed that, we have an alley at the present moment. If we don't vacate the alley, at some point, it will become a public project in order to construct that alley, if it's needed. So from a cost standpoint, if they're going to, basically, as Sue brought up, going to turn the alley,
Mhm.
and then they'll construct the entire thing as part of their project. From a public standpoint, we're actually going to save money from what we have to allocate for that. Because they're gonna build the alley and we're just vacating the area, but the distance, as you brought up, is approximately the same, if not longer.
Well, and it's, what I keep coming back to is it's part of the larger vision for what we're
Exactly.
hoping for in the trades district,
Yep.
So $1,500 is decidedly not a hill I would be inclined to die on, so.
Well, I'm gonna vote for it, but to Deb's point,
Yeah.
we're tired of being the bank.
Mhm.
And so we're extremely conscientious of that. It's maybe not been always the case,
Yeah,
but it is today, so.
no, I appreciate that, perspective, and I think, staff can convey that as we move forward.
If there are no other questions or comments from commissioners, I'll open it for public comment. I see some folks online. Is there anybody who'd like to speak to this resolution? Okay, anybody in person? Okay, with that, I will entertain a motion.
One other quick question.
Okay.
This is just the first step in the process, and the ultimate decision in regards to vacation of this will fall with the city council.
That's correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's
Just wanna
correct.
verify from the
But
public.
it wouldn't go forward if the property owner didn't want it to go forward.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, I'll move for approval of resolution 25-38.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Good one.
So that is, again, our main item of business on today's agenda. Is there any other business general discussion that would be warranted for today? If not, we'll entertain.
Wait a minute,
Yep.
do you, I threw out a question, and I don't need an answer today, but, and since John's here, this is really helpful. As we did the transfer of property, generally there's a transfer of some of the ongoing costs related to that property. And I don't know if we've actually handled that or if there's, where are we? I guess it was.
I can speak to that, and I was glad you raised that question. So most of those expenses have already been taken on by the mill. Commissioner West noticed that there were Duke Energy charges related to, sorry, I said the mill, but related to the forge. And so it turns out that we have been paying those. We're already in contact with the mill operations director and have a list and are waiting for Jessica to let us know how to handle that reimbursement. So that was just a slow transfer, in part because I thought that it was happening when we concluded construction, but in fact it was as of the effective date of the contract. So we're working on remedying that, but good catch.
Good. And on that same line, the transaction has been closed, and the money, the 4.7 million, is in the bank, and it's back in the TIF fund, or is it in the 444 account?
It got transferred into the 444, but then I think Jessica's office moved it. Isn't that how that worked? I remember talking to redevelopment commission staff the day of the
Yeah.
transfer, but I think whatever account went into, I think you had plans, your staff was gonna transfer it.
Ultimately, I think we agreed we wanted to go to the TIF.
I'll work with RDC to find that.
Thank you. We'll be back in a week or two, so.
There are no other general business. I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Adjournment.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Thank you, same to you.
Yes.